Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Sports Central. I'm Neal Duncan. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you today. We're going to talk with the new athletic director from Polk State College and the head men's basketball coach from Polk State College, as well as some footage and some coverage of the Central Florida Throwdown. Stick around, everybody, for this week's edition of Sports Central. Everybody, welcome back to Sports Central. I'm Neal Duncan alongside Hank Longo, and this first segment brought to us by BSN Sports, great partners of tourism and sports marketing.
Great partners, and just the great job that they help us do with the All Sports Award and all that over the years. It's just been just a great partnership, and we've got a fun show today. We're going to talk a lot about some great sports going on.
Yeah, I'm excited. Of course, it's that time of year where you're starting to have the fall sports kind of getting into the latter half or the last quarter or so, and the winter sports are starting to practice and all that, so it's an exciting time.
Definitely.
Not only in Polk County, but nationally. And as we go into our first segment, speaking of nationally, Polk State College has always been a great facility, institution, as well as a mecca for sports. And we want to introduce someone who literally started Monday. So when you have hard-hitting information on Sports Central.
It's like being on Sports Central
That's right.
here.
Yeah,
oh,
that's
God,
right.
Those guys beat me up today.
That's
Here we go.
So we want to welcome to the show the new Polk State College Athletic Director, Stanley Cromartie, and welcome to Polk County and Sports Central.
Oh, thank you. It's exciting. I'm very excited to be named the new athletic director at Polk State College.
Well, tell us where you're coming from, maybe a little bit of your background, and then we'll get into the hard-hitting stuff.
All right, well, I'm originally from a little small town in Florida, Bradenton, Florida, where I attended Southeast High School, but then from high school I went to Manatee Junior College now, which is State College of Florida. After State College of Florida, I do have some Polk County ties. I ended up playing college basketball at Weber International University.
Okay.
And from Weber, I ended up started my coaching career as a college basketball coach at Edward Waters College, and then went on to Bethune-Cookman in South Carolina State, and Valencia Community and Seminole State College. So coming to Polk State College is, I said, I'm back home. It's a familiar territory to me. I'm a product of the community college system, so I'm excited for this opportunity in the chapter in my life.
Well, as you're talking about, nationally ranked, and that is, here you come in and you've got a girls volleyball team that's ranked #1 in the country. Funny, that's got to be a nice feather in your cap just to get things jump-started a little bit.
I tell you that, to come in with that, like I had something to do with it, but it's great. And they just won the conference last night. They're 20-0, and we're very excited and very proud for them moving on to the conference tournament, and so hopefully they can win the state this year and get to the national tournament. But it's exciting. Coach does an outstanding job. I've been there 1 week. Monday's my first day, and he puts a lot of hard work into the program, and he has some exciting young ladies that's participating as volleyball players.
When you say talking about coming home, if you will, with Polk County, obviously one of the things that we always talk about with our colleges and universities in Polk County is the ability to not have to have enormous recruiting budgets, because Polk County is pretty full of great talent. Talk about what you have seen from Polk County when you were at other institutions, and now what you're going to bring into the job when it comes to Polk County athletes.
Well, I'll tell you, the first thing is that I saw is that they have an outstanding coaching from the head coach in baseball to Brandon Giles in basketball to Coach Amada, Al, baseball coach in volleyball. They got some great coaches. I think that what I'm going to bring to the table is that it's revenue. To be successful and to be one of the top tiers of junior college, it's revenue. Biggest thing is housing and meals for student athletes. And hopefully my expertise when it comes to fundraising, I do have a son that plays NFL football, Dominic Rogers Cromartie, who has helped me in all my situations that I've been in before to help bring in revenues and fundraising for the athletic department. So I think the biggest thing is coming into to Polk State and helping with resources with these athletic teams to get them to the next level.
That's fantastic.
Well, that gets to be, you know, it's a challenge, and we're going to talk to, you know, Coach Giles here in our third segment, but watching what he does and all the efforts that, you know, he has to extend out into the community. I mean, to be a head coach, you've got to get out in the community to get that support, you know, to get people to restaurants to help sponsor your teams to get fed and housing for the team. So there's something, you know, it's a little different than the bigger colleges where, you know, they come in, they feed them, they get to hang out in the the restaurant all as long as they want. But in this situation here, it takes quite a lot of work to make that happen.
Yeah, I tell you, it's what I'm accustomed to. I'm coming from a small institution where financial funding was not as prevalent as the big schools. And so schools of like Polk State College, you have to be very innovative and creative of fundraising ideas. And you have to be community outreach. And that's what my expertise is, going out in the community and meeting with civic people and meeting with folks that can help us bring in revenue for the athletic department. But I think the biggest thing is also alumni base. We got to reach out to the former alums and ask them to come back and be a part of their institution. I tell you, I was telling Coach Giles and the staff earlier that you got to make these student athletes feel wanted, and they got to want the experience. And so when they leave, they want to come back and they want to contribute. So that's what we're looking to do at Polk. We're looking to bring some the alumni back and get out and be in community outreach and helping these coaches move into the right direction and taking it to another level.
Along those lines, what do you think, or what can we expect maybe the first 6 months? What are some of the top priorities? I know you just mentioned a few of those, but what are some of the things that people can expect from you in these first few months?
I think the biggest thing is me getting out, and shaking hands. And the fundraising is friend raising. And you have to go out and make a lot of friends. And I say my first 90 days on the job, I want to go out in the community. I want to meet as many people I can meet. I want to join as many organizations as I can join. Yesterday, I had a great luncheon with the Winter Haven Rotary. And so, and that's how you build the foundation. And so I want to build a foundation and then get my strategic plan together and move forward from that way. But the biggest thing is I got to be a community outreach person.
Absolutely, and we would be remiss if we didn't mention, of course, Bing Tice was there for a long time, and Wally's been there for a little while, but thoughts and prayers go to Bing and his family with the unfortunate passing of his son. I did want to mention that, yes. So thoughts and prayers to Bing and his family, but you look at someone like Bing Tice that was at that institution for so long. What are some things that you can maybe, reach out to Bing, or what are some things that you think that Bing can help you with?
I tell you, the pioneer. I mean, it's a tough act to follow, but I put a phone call with Wally to reach out to Bing and just, let him be a soundboard to me and what did I need to do? Tell me, how do you do it and help guide me in this transition because, like I told the athletic department, there will be some changes, but understand that what Bing Tice has built here and the legacy he's built it on, I want to pick his brain and get much information I can about him so it can gravitate and then I can take it and go forward and move forward as the athletic department.
Well, when you come into a position like this, you've got somebody that's been there a long time that can be a mentor and a coach, but then again, you're bringing in new ideas and new vitality. And I think that's, such a great thing at this point for the school is because, you're jump-starting a program that's done very well. But, if you can take from the past, from someone that was very community-oriented and very well-respected, and then with you, I think the big thing is that it sounds to me that you're not afraid to go out into the public, which is a big thing to do if you need to get that kind of support. And to bring in new, fresh ideas, I think is just going to automatically get things to flourish just from where they are already.
Absolutely, and We already talked about it a little bit, but volleyball. So was this by design? Come in, volleyball has a chance to win a national championship, and then you're like, oh, got to get some rings.
I was my first year on Monday. I had the opportunity to walk in volleyball practice, and I've seen volleyball practice at my previous schools, but I've never seen it done like it's done here. Coaches had his TVs out and flat screen TV on this side, a flat screen TV on this side. He had his computers going in practice, and he was teaching a lot in practice. And I thought, wow, I see why they're the #1 team in the state and the #1 in the country. So hat goes off to the coach and his coaching staff. We're excited about the first weekend of November when the state tournament has been held in Jacksonville, Florida. So we hope that we wish that our volleyball team much success and on this road to the national championship. But makes me look good as athletic director in my first week. I got a conference champion, headed to the state for hopefully can be our state champion and move on to the national tournament.
Well, you know, the one big thing I think we need to include into this, along with all of the athletic success, is the educational success. Because, you know, to have a good team, you need the good athletes, but you need good student athletes, and your emphasis on that, and, you know, making the students take advantage of the education that they have available, but also doing a good job with the education that they have.
Yeah, I tell you, just walking into the door, right outside of the office, they have the all academic team, and you have probably about 20 athletes that are academic honors, and that's what it's all about. You know, the bottom line is these student athletes come here to get the necessary academics so they can move on and understand that they can be productive citizens, but knowing that they need this college degree and this college education. So we're at Polk State College. We're definitely excited where our student athletes are achieving in the classroom as well.
Absolutely. Well,
It's
congratulations on the
fantastic.
new position. Welcome back to Polk County.
Thank you.
We certainly look forward to working with you and establishing and continuing a long-standing partnership between sports marketing and Polk State College. So good luck in your venture.
Thank you.
And so now that you've been on the show, when we have you back, you
Yeah.
know you don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah.
These guys that rough me up, they're okay.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, it is all about partnerships, and of course, Polk County Tourism Sports Marketing has long partnered with the Cypress Gardens water ski team. Excuse me, and the great things that they're doing over there at Lake Silver. Recently, we were able to partner with them amongst a number of organizations for the adaptive water skiing event put on by the Cypress Gardens water ski team. And this was also partnered with On the Edge Children's Foundation. I want to give a special kudos to Jack from our staff. He was the PR guru and helping them get the word out there. And they had a full event. And this is a sport. This is an initiative that is woefully underserved as far as sports and special events. So be looking for more of this from Polk County Tourism and Sports Marketing. But we're going to take a look at some of the footage from the event a couple weeks ago. When we come back, Hank and Neal will be back on Sports Central.
Today is our adaptive clinic for 2019. So we've actually signed up 65 people to take them skiing today. Some of them won't have use of their arms, some won't have use of their legs, some are autistic, some may even be blind. But we've got a system of skiing where they're in a sit ski, and we have 2 side skiers that go along with them. If they have use of their arms, they get to take their rope out of the cradle, so to speak, and hold on their own self. They'll come in and release, and we'll go to the next person. So it's a great event for our team, but it's also a super great event for the people that we're pulling.
The Wawa Foundation is centered around health, hunger, and everyday heroes. That is the bread and butter of what we do. Our focus is to not only to be a part of the community, but to be ingrained into the community. And through the foundation, we do activities such as the adaptive clinic and support within our local communities.
We have chairs that cost, you know, $3,000, $5,000 just to get a person skiing. We have a great partner with Wawa, and not only are they sponsoring us for equipment, like they bought two of our chairs, they bought ropes, but today they're supplying lunch, all the waters we need, breakfast, whatever we need coming from Wawa. Of course, Visit Central Florida is huge for us. Mark Jackson and his crew, all of them, they all come, they all watch, they love what we're doing. The city of Winter Haven is a huge sponsor of Cypress Garden. They let us use this beautiful park. Nobody in the southern region has a ski area like this, nobody.
More about getting into the community and seeing where those niches are and where can we fit and what aligns with the focus from a foundation perspective. And I think when you think about the adaptive clinic and what it brings to the community, what it brings to the participants from an adaptive perspective, and our alignment from a foundation with health, hunger, and everyday heroes, all those tie together really in this event. And for us to get some of our associates out into the community to help, to be a part of it. We've helped with some of the adaptive chairs that are needed to host this event, and we're just excited to participate in it and be here for the community and those that are participating today.
We've done some Wounded Warriors, and of course, you know, they're dismayed that their body is now not what it used to be. We have also other people that have amputations on an arm or a leg or whatever, but they still want to do the stuff that they see every day. And they see water skiing, they see running, they see all sorts of things, and they just do want to do it. So when they can do what we do, adaptive people jump and they slalom. There's a slalom course for them, and there's a different ski for them. And there's a world championship and a national championships in adaptive skiing. So it's a great thing for them. It gives them exercise. It gives them a reason to get up in the morning. It's just a great thing.
Just to get somebody that has challenges out on the water, it kind of, when you see them coming around and you see the smile on their face as they're coming in, you know, it looks like they're free and they're enjoying life, and you know, there's no worries out here on the water. And to put them in that, to have an opportunity to participate in that, and to see that, it brings joy to myself, it brings joy to our associates, and it's a pretty neat feeling.
Everybody, welcome back to Sports Central. Neal Duncan alongside Hank Longo, and some great footage there from that adaptive water ski event.
I've got to be involved with that in the past, and helping these people with disabilities, to see them get up on a sit ski like they do, and the joy and the excitement that it brings. It's really, it's a great feeling to be able to volunteer
Gives folks
and
who
help
wouldn't
that.
normally be able
Yeah,
to.
and they have
the equipment and everything.
and the response that they get from the people that learn to ski and the parents and that they're so thrilled. So excellent job by the whole Cypress Garden ski team and
Yeah.
Bob Casper and his organization for putting that together. And as we
Absolutely.
get this event going, though, our second segment, Party Rentals. Thank you so
Yep.
much for sponsoring segment 2 here on Sports Central.
And before we move on, we're talking about partnerships and great partners, and we certainly have one here in our second segment. Before we get to that, I want to talk about the fact that it was announced this week that Polk County Sports Marketing, of course the county, in partnership with the Cypress Gardens water ski team, as well as USA Water Ski, successfully were able to win the bid, recruit the 2022 International Water Ski and Wakeboard Federation
Show Ski Nationals.
2022
World
World
Champion-
Championship, Show Ski World Championship. So huge news coming out this week that we're going to be hosting that event. Literally, folks from around the country will be coming in for 2022, and it's just
Around the
another
world,
one of those.
Germany, Australia,
Yep.
China.
This
It's a
year's
great-
event, 2020, is actually in Australia. So after Australia, they'll be coming here to Polk County. So kudos to everybody that was part of that partnership that was able to successfully recruit that.
And a nice write-up about it in the Ledger today Friday,
Yeah.
second page of the Ledger. Great big write-up about the event, so congratulations, everybody.
Well, speaking of great partners, we have Anitra Goddard here from Central Florida Throwdown, and one of our favorite guests
Thank you.
coming to Sports Central. We're glad to have you back, and we're thankful because we know you're not too far out from your event, so you have a lot of stuff you should be doing right now.
Yes, a week
but
from
you
today.
came into
I'll
the
always make
studio.
time for you guys.
Well, we love having you
always.
on the show.
Well, the event, of course, at Sun and Fun once again, October 19th and the 20th. Tell us about the event in case we have someone who's watching right now that doesn't know what the Central Florida Throwdown is.
The Central Florida Throwdown is an all-inclusive fitness event, or what you would probably think of CrossFit. So we're not a CrossFit affiliated event, but what you would see in a CrossFit gym is basically what you would see, but not necessarily what people, when they think of CrossFit, they see on ESPN, the CrossFit Games. That's about the top 1%. We're talking about your everyday people that go to the CrossFit gyms to work out, to be more healthy and more fit. And this keeps them motivated. It gives them something, a goal to shoot for, to keep them, on their training.
So it gets your kind of everyday guy and gal that's training, that's serious about working out, to give them an event that they can go test their skills in and have some fun competing
Yes.
without knowing that you're going against this 1% where when you watch them do the stuff that
Right.
they
You
do.
don't even wanna
hanging
go out
from
there.
the
Healthy,
Yeah.
competitive
bars and-
environment
Yeah.
is what I
Yes.
say. And like our like the guys that played like collegiate ball and high school ball, that we're taught most of our lives, competitive, unless you become pro. There's not much left after that unless you get involved with city leagues. So for those people that played sports, they get that edge every day when they go in the gym because they're like scored every day in their workout sessions. So they're just bringing it to a little larger scale.
Well, I think that's important because as you look at events, you might have your upper echelon, those who are at an event for maybe getting recruited, or they're going to go Division I, or they're going to go whatever. But there's multiple levels to sports. There's multiple talent levels and ability levels, and all those events are important. So I think it's a testament to you for putting on this event. I think this is the seventh year, of the event, and it gives literally, there's multiple divisions here. So talk about those different divisions, and I see that some of them are already completely full.
Oh, they have been, some of them sold out for almost 2 months now. So we have 14 divisions. My favorite is the beginner division because that's very all-inclusive. It's a low barrier entry. So we have 13-year-olds. We have some 60-year-olds, that have been doing this. It's so that they can be involved, and it's very much community-driven. And so then you've got novice, and we have masters, grandmasters, which are your 40-plus, 50-plus athletes. I think our oldest competitor is mid-60s.
Wow.
And then we have your more elite divisions as well, and then we have teams. So it's male-female. We have male-female teams.
Something for everyone, really.
Something for everyone. We actually, I'm really proud to say that we have a 15-year-old legally blind boy that's competing with us this year. It's his first competition. We're accommodating him that his coach is allowed to coach him verbally through the workout so that he can, but there's no special division for him. He's going to compete right alongside everyone else.
Fantastic.
We've got a girl amputated at the wrist that she's got some cool hook, and we tape the bar. We keep a special bar to the side for her for when she comes on. So we really do our best to accommodate everyone in the community that wants to participate.
So how do you train for this? Where are these people training? And you say you've got them coming from all over.
Yes, we have 125 gyms, 5 different states, Puerto Rico and St. Croix as well, British Virgin Islands coming. And they're really anywhere. We've got your CrossFit gyms, which I think there's 7 here in the area, in the Polk County area, I believe. And then people are doing it in their garages. They're doing it in the standard like Gold's gyms or your big gyms. You can really do this stuff anywhere if you have the motivation, and it helps to have an accountability partner because it's more fun. But you can there's all kinds of resources online to get workouts and programming, so you don't you have some kind of guidance to follow, but you can really do this stuff anywhere. The desire's there.
And if you're just joining us, we're talking about the Central Florida Throwdown, which will be at the Sun and Fun campus in Lakeland, October 19th and the 20th. It starts at 8 a.m. and runs pretty much to 5 p.m. or so, ish, 5 p.m.-ish.
Well, I'm solidifying heats today,
Okay.
so the permanent schedule will be released tonight. So,
Okay, and speaking of, give us the website where folks can go, because I'm sure there's information on there about the schedule as well as ticketing, because spectators are welcome, correct?
Yeah, spectators are welcome. It's $10 per day. Friday's free, $10 a day, or $15 for the entire weekend, and no parking fees. But you can go to cfthrowdown.com. So also I wanted to put out there that we do give a lot back to the community as well. So any the fees that come from that usually get poured right back into the community.
Talk about
so.
who some of the beneficiaries of that are, because you guys do reach out to the community, and I think it's a special part of this event.
That's actually why we founded the event, why I founded the event, was to give back to the community. I wanted to help a firefighter secure a prosthetic limb so that he could get back to firefighting, which was his passion, which has evolved. And now we work with the Blended Family Foundation, and Allegory is Kicking with Kids out of Tampa. And what we've done is we've put 150 pairs of brand new sneakers on school-age children, kindergarten through 3rd grade, so that they could start the school year with a new pair of shoes that they would not otherwise have. And then we've also helped remodel some of the villas over at the Sheriff's Youth Ranch here in Bartow.
Fantastic.
It's great.
Well, let's get to, you brought some show and tell
Yes,
here. Of
yes,
course,
my
each
favorite
year we
part.
like to see the belts.
This
Yes.
one is mine. Anitra let me bring mine.
Well,
into the show
no, I
today.
don't think that's true, Hank, because she said 65 was the oldest contestant, and that can't be you.
You knew that had to come out sooner or later.
So we have
They
14 divisions.
Do you have the over 70 division?
No, not
Oh,
yet,
okay.
not yet. I'm working on something
right.
though. We have 14 divisions, and each division podium winner receives the coveted title belt. We've done them 6 years. And then actually when we decided to go to this, because the charity that secured the prosthetic leg has, Hulk Hogan was on the board, Jimmy Hart actually emceed my very first event.
Wow.
So there were a lot of wrestlers involved with the charity. It was
Yeah.
created by a WWE wrestler. So it just seemed fitting that we get the title belts
Yeah.
for the big prize. And let me tell you, people just go crazy over these
Well, and
things.
it's something different, right?
It's so
It's
cool.
not another trophy or a
a
plaque or something, or medal or
whatever.
something like
yeah,
that.
people want. I don't even have to buy promotional stuff. I just walk around with these things.
Yeah,
brilliant.
I think that'd be kind of fun to wear one of those out for the night and just kind of hang
no.
out. And, so what do you
What
think?
bothers me about that
What
statement
do you
is I
think
know
of me so
I
far?
know you're serious.
He's serious.
Yeah, I would.
Oh, I do. I take these around to the events
I've
when
got
I'm
a pair of
promoting.
shoes, Coach, that would match that too.
And everyone, that's all they want. That can I take a picture with it? And I'm like, please. Everyone has fun with it. It's great.
Well, it's fantastic, and again, give us the website, and if are there volunteer opportunities or
yes.
some of those
Yes,
things.
absolutely. So it's cfthrowdown.com,
Okay.
and you can sign up to register the volunteer there. I mean, there's a million jobs. This thing has so many moving parts,
Right.
either from water sales or running scores, because we lease 2 hangars now. We've expanded over the years. We're in 2 20,000 square foot hangars, A and B, and the Sunset Grill Pavilion, and we're doing a 3K run out into the campground. So we're all over the place, even if it's just standing having some water, making sure that some of the
Right.
runners don't cut corners or they don't get lost and things like that. There's tons.
Logistical type
And that's
stuff.
Sun and Fun.
That's that Sun and Fun. Yes.
And you turn it into a big gymnasium.
Oh, it's so fun. Huge community. We're expecting about 5,000 people. We have 550 competitors registered. We just closed out registration. So a great year. A great year. I'm really excited.
Well, Anitra, thank you so much, and we look forward to the event again October 19th and 20th on the campus of Sun and Fun. Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we get an opportunity to take a look at some of the footage from last year's event as we get ready for this year's event. Watch this, and Hank and Neal will be right back here on Sports Central.
This weekend we have the 6th annual Central Florida Throwdown. This is our 5th year out at Sun and Fun. This is 2.5 days of fitness and culture with a great group of people. We have 600 competitors from 117 different gyms from Florida, Georgia, Colorado, Philadelphia. We've all come together to get some exercise, test our fitness, and have a great weekend. At the Central Florida Throwdown, we're looking to find the fittest person in a range of divisions. We've got 17 different divisions ranging from beginner all the way to elite. We have teams. They all complete 4 different workouts, and then they move on to a final, and then we have a strength piece. It's a floater wad that they can go out to and do on their own time. The rest of the event is scheduled, and the top 12 in each division will move on to a final workout where we will find Central Florida's fittest athletes. So the movements that you might find in an event like this one, we have some calisthenics, so what you would know as plyo jumps, box jumps. We also do a lot of barbell work, front squats, back squats. We have Olympic movements going on out in the strength piece. It's a clean and jerk, which you find in the Olympics and in your everyday high school football gym. So we're just basically taking all modalities that you would find for sports training, and we add a few other elements like gymnastics, and we put a name to it. We call it CrossFit. So I'm really proud to say that this is our 6th year, and our first year we were in downtown Lakeland. We had 128 athletes and about 700 spectators for a one-day event. Now we have grown. This year we have just right at 600 registered athletes, and we're expecting to have about 4,000 or 5,000 spectators over the course of the entire weekend. We've been blessed with our central location to have exponential growth every year in all of our 6 years of doing this. So I first started the Central Florida Throwdown because I wanted to raise money for a charity that I feel very passionate about. The CrossFit community is very supportive, and they do a lot of charity work on their own as individual gyms, and they are quick to come together. I put this on now. It's become more about the family aspect of it. To me, I love having all these amazing people together in one place, and I have to put on a fitness competition to get them to come. I would encourage anybody to come out to an event like this, if for nothing else, to get inspired. We have people that come to this event because, as I said, we do have the beginner division, and I have girls that come up to me and hug my neck because they've only been doing CrossFit for like 3 months, and so it's an all-inclusive. So if you're looking to get inspired or you're wanting to do something new, everyone's always wanting to look better, lose some weight. I hear it all the time. If you're looking for that little kick to get you off the sofa, come out and watch what these people are doing, from beginners all the way up to the elites. You have all kinds, shapes, and abilities out here.
For the Central Florida Throwdown, this is my 4th year, and it was my first and my most favorite competition ever. The environment, Anitra does an amazing job by bringing the community together. And my first year I was on a team, my 2nd year I went individual, and I actually got a belt, so that was exciting. This event is one of my favorite because it just blends the community so well, and the support of all the people makes it just an amazing event. I actually was a CrossFit hater in the beginning, but one of my friends opened a gym and she really wanted me to try, and I was like, okay, I'll try this thing called CrossFit. And when I tried it for the first time, I just really fell in love with it. The community, the people, the encouragement, cheering one another on, and plus it only took about an hour to do what I used to do in like 3 hours in a regular gym. But I think for the most part, it just is mainly the community and the movements and pushing your body to the limits, because you're capable of so much more than you give yourself credit for. I feel like to be an elite athlete, it really takes a lot of dedication and commitment. And I think to really achieve that, you have to work on all the things that you hate. You can't just work on your favorite things. You really have to fill in the gaps. So it takes a lot of dedication, 6 days a week at least, and just continuing to push yourself beyond the limit and past what your brain thinks you're capable of. And so it's not just the physical aspect, it's also the mental aspect of it. But it's such an amazing thing when you started out in one place and then you wind up above and beyond what you thought you were capable of. And that's what makes CrossFit pretty awesome.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Sports Central. Neal Duncan alongside Hank Longo, and this third segment is going to be brought to us by Abuelos, which is making me even more hungry than I normally am. But
we got talking about chicken and milkshakes. How did that even get going?
I don't know. I always do that.
Everybody's starving.
Yeah. Well, we'll eat shortly. But some great footage there from the Central Florida Throwdown from last year. It's coming up soon. You'll definitely want to check that out at Sun and Fun. We look forward to that event. Speaking of looking forward to things, of course, I'm an Indiana guy. Played high school basketball in Indiana, and basketball is a love of mine. But looking forward to our next guest, head basketball coach at Polk State College, Brandon Giles. And Brandon, welcome back to Sports Central. Glad to have you.
Glad to be back, man. As you know, Hank, especially Polk County means the world to me, and I enjoy. Anytime you guys want me on as a guest, I enjoy coming back and sharing our thoughts.
Well, it's a family tradition with your dad being the coach at Polk State College and the Polk County Sports Hall of Fame, and that legacy, and that's got to. That's a dream come true right there. Being able to come in and pick up from there.
Yeah, I could have picked a coaching job several other places around the country, but I chose to come back home. I really wanted to come back home and not only continue my father's legacy, but have an impact on this community locally. And it warms my heart to be able to do something like that in a community that I grew up in.
Well, definitely.
Well, let's talk about your team. Let's talk about last year and what pieces you have coming back this year, and what the makeup of this team looks like going into the season.
Yep. So in year two, we had some talent. Really going into the season, I thought we would be a 20-win team, hands down. But we couldn't win games on the road, and I think that just came from a maturity standpoint and a toughness standpoint. We just were not a good team on the road because we beat the number 5 team in the country, 3 other ranked teams in the country at home, and then we would travel on the road outside our comfort zone and just wouldn't be the same team. So headed into year 3, we've really been applying the pressure in terms of just getting guys outside of their comfort zone and things like that in practice, and trying to help them grow stronger mentally, because I think that'll play a huge part when it comes to winning games on the road. If we can take care of business at home again, I truly believe we'll be able to take care of games on the road with the approach that we're taking this year. Have at least 6 to 7 Division I athletes right now. We're getting several calls daily. My phone probably rings 5 or 6 times a day from a new coach recruiting some of our guys. So we have the talent. It's just going to be a matter of, do we have the toughness and the togetherness to come together and win ball games on the road.
Well, Coach, I was at the game when they played the number 5 team in the country, and they were whooping them. They were giving them, and then as we got towards the end of the game, they came back, and it was getting real nip and tuck. But the thing that impressed me is that when it came down to the last couple minutes and they were going head to head, that they kept their composure and they were making the shots that they needed to make, you know, and they win the game against this undefeated team that's one of the best in the country. So it's trying to take that and getting that when you're on the road, that you're not afraid to take that shot, you relax and just play the game.
Yeah, I mean, preparation is key. So we as a coaching staff, we have a job to do in preparing the guys for those moments come game time, so that when, you know, it's time to step to the free throw line, knock down 2 and then go get a stop, you have to prepare guys for that year round, because those moments are going to happen throughout the course of the season. And last year we had a pretty resilient group in that manner, especially again at home. You know, there were several times late in the game we were down 2, down 4, up 1. We were either able to uphold that lead, or being down 2 or 4 points late in the game, we were able to figure out a way to stop the bleeding and get over the hump and win the ball game.
What do you think the major change is? You know, we heard your new athletic director on here earlier talking about you know, fundraising and getting the resources, and you know, it's an arms race at all levels when it comes to facilities and, you know, making sure the athletes feel welcome and all that. What do you think that you've seen just in a couple of years, the differences in the student athlete coming in, and maybe how does that affect your preparation for the season or during the season?
So the big thing, I think, because, you know, the turnaround is very quick. We only have guys for 1 or 2 years. So the biggest thing, I think, always is having a culture that's already established when a student athlete comes into your program, so they can feel it and they can see it right away. I think that's extremely important. Then the other side to it is the community involvement. You have to get out in the community, expose your program, expose your players, do things with the community, because that also allows the guys as well to understand and feel more a part of Polk State College and Polk State College basketball, or just the Polk County community. I think that's extremely important when you're talking about your culture and developing a strong program.
Well, Coach, you know, I went to the meet and greet last week that you had, and I think it's important that you get the athletes out in the community to meet the business people in the community, but also it gives them the opportunity to see what you're doing. A coach just isn't out there on the court every night, you know, running drills up and down. It's like, and you know, you and I get out in the community together, so I see what you're doing out there to find restaurants to help step up to the plate and feed them and get a place for them to stay, because it's not provided that easily like it is at a major, you know, college. And I think when they see you out there in the community, seeing what you have to do to help them, it just, I would think, would fortify their faith in you and their belief in you for what you do outside of the gym to make that team work.
And you know, and it even comes from our athletic director. People don't really care about how much you know. They want to know how much you care. And once, you know, people really feel that you're genuine, that you care, a lot of times they'll run through a wall for you. And, you know, with just the makeup of this job, you know, I tell people all the time, 20% of it is the X's and O's. The other 80% is, you know, I'll use the analogy. I was talking to a good friend of mine the other day. It's like, take a Publix, for instance. I'm the store manager, the assistant manager, the bag boy, the cashier.
And can I take this out to your car for you?
Exactly. Sometimes I got to go out in the parking lot, get in all the buggies just to keep the business flowing. And that's just kind of how it is. You know, you got to be cut a little differently, I think, to be a junior college head coach on for any sport. That's it. We're not just talking basketball. I'm just saying in general, small college basketball is not what. You just got to be cut differently. You know, you got to cut, and something has to fuel you, something has to drive you every single day in order for you to carry out the job at a high level. Because if not, you're just not going to make it at these levels just because of everything else that you have to do. So you got to have a plan in place, and you just got to be cut a little bit differently.
Well, and the other thing is that, like you say, you get them for 2 years. It's a 4-year college, but for in the athletics, it's just 2 years. You're still a junior college, and you're getting kids out of high school that are coming to play that you know, have the skills in that, but maybe don't have all the people skills, or you know, they've got some personality issues that, you know, you've got to deal with that too and be a mentor and help direct them
Yeah.
to be a better person and to behave, responsibly, and you've got that on top of you as well.
Right. I mean, my main goal is to help young men grow as better men through the sport of basketball. I use basketball as a platform to reach these young men in the community. But my main goal is I want to see you. I know you can score the ball. I know you can rebound the basketball. That's why you're here. That's why I brought you here. But the other side of that is how much can you grow as a person? How much can you grow as a young man? Because one day, that ball's going to stop dribbling. You got to have something else to fall back on. So your character really matters. Your character counts. And, we spend all of our days managing over 20 personalities, probably from, the 15 players, the 4 coaches, the managers. That's a lot to manage. So a big part of that, too, is having to be able to take care of yourself, too, and making sure I'm getting the proper amount of rest and putting the right things in my body so that I can, help
Deliver.
people. Exactly, deliver and help people at a high level on the daily.
Great thought there, Coach. I think there's a misconception as far as sports in the state of Florida, predominantly known for football, the great athletes that come out of Florida for football, but
Right.
it's also true in baseball. If you look at the Major League Baseball, if you look at the folks in the MLB from Polk County,
Correct.
that list is long.
Correct.
But basketball as well. I mean, home of the boys and girls state championships for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And there's some great talent that is being produced and developed in the state of Florida. So talk about that and how a great athlete has an opportunity to go through a junior college and kind of what that system is set up for and what they can end up doing.
Right. I mean, in Polk County, we have a rich tradition in terms of basketball. Like you said, the state tournament's been here for 20, 30 plus years, and that alone is big time. But, people have this stigma or they look at a junior college and say, nah, I'm going to wait. That's on the back burner. But what they don't realize is you're going to get developed at a high level, all right? You're going to learn a lot about yourself. I guarantee you leave here a lot more tougher mentally than what you did when you came in. And then you're going to compete against some of the best athletes in the country because every night we play 1 to 2 other Division I prospects, maybe 5 may be on the team. You just never know. So, that's something with time and with us getting out in the community more and exposing the program and letting people realize the opportunity that they have here at Polk State College for any sport, I think, that stigma will start to go away because the college alone is great. We have great resources. We have great relationships throughout the community. Our administration is great. So people have to start to realize what you have right here in your backyard in Polk State College.
Well, I think too that, if you got an offer to come play at Polk State College and you might want to go to Division I, but nobody's, ringing your doorbell to play in Division I,
Right.
what a great opportunity this is just to get your skills dialed in and you've played at the highest level. So you got a coach that's been a pro, been through it all, understands, what this game is all about.
Right.
If I'm spending 2 years under your tutelage, I'm going to be a lot better prospect for a Division I school now to want to pick me up because I'm matured, I've learned the game better, and I've had this opportunity to develop my skills to take it to the next level. Because if you don't do that, where do you go?
Yeah, I mean, 2 things when you look at that. I put my staff alone up against anybody in the country just with our track record and their resumes. I have assistant coach in Josh Jackson, who played for legendary Hall of Fame coach Bobby Crimmins at College of Charleston. Then next to him is Michael Perini, who played he was my college teammate, so I got to experience him firsthand. And then he finished his career at Kent State up in Ohio, and then played in Greece for a couple years professionally. And then Coach Randy Lee, who's 27 years seasoned into the game, and he's coached up under Leonard Hamilton at Miami. He's coached at several other Division I schools. So we're going to develop you. We're going to coach you up, but it's just a matter of you buying in. And then the exposure piece, in the first 2 weeks of the live recruiting period, we had 52 Division I coaches in and out of our facility those first 2 weeks.
Wow.
So you're going to get exposed. And we're going to give you the blueprint. We're going to show you this is what it takes to get to that next level. You're either going to buy in or you're not. I'm showing you the blueprint. You take it as is, So it's a matter pretty much for those guys really just buying in and locking in and having ultimate faith in themselves and a focus that can allow them to get to that next level.
Well, Coach, good luck. First game November 1st, 6 p.m. there on the campus, Polk State College in Winter Haven. We wish you good luck, and hopefully during the season we can get you back on and talk about how successful the season is going for y'all.
Yep.
Oh, wait, before we go, the 23rd, what's happening on the 23rd?
October 23rd, we're doing our annual Red Night Madness event. It's just like an inside look of practice, a lot of giveaways. We're giving away 6 free credit hours to enroll at Polk State College. We got some food trucks coming out that's going to feed the crowd. You know, like I said, a lot of giveaways, a lot of fun activities. You know, the cheerleaders, the dance, the band. Just a big, huge pep rally to open our doors up for fans to get an exclusive look at Polk State College basketball.
And that was October 23rd?
October 23rd at 6 p.m. on the Winter Haven campus.
Okay, so October 23rd and November 1st, both at 6 p.m., Polk State campus, Winter Haven. Coach, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me.
Coach, always great having you on the show.
All right.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break, but while we do, we're going to take a look at some footage of Gabi Schaal from Bartow High School. She's an outside volleyball hitter, and we'll be right back here on Sports Central.
My name is Gabi Schaal. I'm an outside hitter, and I've been playing for Bartow High School since I was a freshman. I actually started playing in 6th grade. Everyone at my school, I went to a small Catholic school, and all my friends wanted to play volleyball, so I decided to try it out, and I knew a lot of the girls that had already started playing, so I thought it would be another fun sport to pick up, so I decided to try it out, and I loved it. I think I just like the whole team dynamic of the sport and really how everyone has a certain role to play on the team, and it's a total team dynamic, so you really need the support of everyone from the people on the bench and everyone on the court to really accomplish and win the game. My teammates are some of my best friends, and I've had some of the best memories here at Bartow. And I think we all have each other's best interests at heart, and it really, I think you can see from the stands as well how close we are as a team on and off the court. I love my coaches. They're some of the most intelligent people that I know, and they're so great about educating all of the girls on the game, and they know so much, and they really have so much passion for the game. It's really evident in how they carry themselves and also what they teach us. I think a lot of people may think that it seems easy, but there's a lot that goes into it. So I know a lot of my friends don't know about like the certain plays that we do and especially the role of a setter. Our setter Daisy is very talented, and especially me, everyone seems to underestimate her. So I think people need to appreciate their setters more. Volleyball has definitely taught me to be a forgiving person and to let things go easily and not hold grudges, and also just time management is a big thing because we're so busy with practices and workouts and games, so really learning to manage my time. You have to have a very short-term memory in volleyball because the game is so fast-paced, so if you're having an off night, you really have to click that switch and turn off your emotion sort of and kind of get back into that groove so you don't let that affect your teammates and affect the rest of the game. So you really have to block out everyone in the crowd and really focus on the game itself and your teammates. And especially, it's a very mental sport, so you have to be able to get rid of your mistakes quickly and move on from past plays. Even your successful plays, you have to be able to let those go and focus on the current play and the current ball. I know it can be hard sometimes, but you're always going to have to push through, and you have to trust that your teammates have your back and your coaches are always looking out for your best interests, and eventually you'll get to where you are and set small goals along the way, and your teammates will help you and also your coaches to meet those goals. I'm going to Elon University to play softball. That's actually my main sport, and I hope to become a dermatologist in the future.
Everybody, welcome back to the fourth and final segment of Sports Central. This segment brought to us by the Hampton Inn Bartow, great partner of tourism and sports marketing, but some great footage there of Gabi. Not only is she a superstar in the volleyball court, but also softball, as we saw there. And of course, Glenn Rutenbar, Polk County Sports Hall of Fame member, was at Southeastern for a little while and then came back as the head coach. And I think he's won 7 state titles there. So
he's done
you look for big things from Bartow again. But we mentioned it. That the IWWF 2022 World Show Ski Championships will be in Polk County, so that's a major announcement we're excited about. We also have the Pan American Lacrosse Association. They'll be headquartering out of the Lake Myrtle Sports Park in Auburndale, so more information about that. In fact, in November, they have an event coming up as a qualifier for the Pan American Games. So a lot of great stuff going on, but we got some other events we want to talk about.
Yeah, we do. We've got the Bing Tyus JUCO weekend, October 11th to 13th.
This weekend,
Yeah, this weekend. And host the Florida Scout Ball JUCO All-Star Weekend in Lakeland at Tigertown and in Auburndale at the Lake Myrtle Sports Complex. So more than 500 JUCO age baseball players from across the Southeast, more than 250 colleges. Professional scouts going to be here to check everybody out, so a really neat thing going on this weekend.
Yeah, and of course we're coming to you from live on October 11th, but tomorrow will be Brick Dash at Legoland Florida Resort, so I'm not sure if they're taking last-minute entries. I think they probably take care of you, but if you're watching us live, you might want to go out there to Legoland Florida Resort, a great event going on out there.
And then we have the Making Strides of Polk County Breast Cancer Walk, and that's on October 12th. Then a great event, the American Cancer Society and their fight against breast cancer this Saturday at Lake Mirror in Lakeland.
Yeah, it's hard to believe on October 18th and 19th will be the 20th year of the Mid-Florida Auto Show and Lake Mirror event, the classic there. Such a great event. You definitely want to get out and be a part of that. Of course, it's October. There's a number of the Brick or Treat going on at Legoland, Florida. I think it's every weekend through October, but also have some Halloween activities.
Well, before we get into Halloween, you can't forget Oktoberfest, which is the big, largest fair held annually in Munich, Germany, and that we're going to celebrate it in downtown Winter Haven on
And what a great job
Central
downtown
Park.
Winter Haven has done with the redevelopment of the whole area, and it is fantastic for events, so definitely want to get out there to Oktoberfest.
And then moving into Halloween, we do have the Haunted Halloween Hayride and Happenings, so that's a fun thing to get out there with the kids and stuff at Lois E. Hart Park.
Yep.
And that's going to be from 5 to 10 p.m. October 19th.
It's funny because I can't believe, I remember when I first came down to Polk County, this was a new event. Now they're in their 23rd year. So did you know I worked for Parks and Rec for a little while?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I didn't know if you knew that. But so I actually got to work on that event, so a neat event. Lake Wales Pioneer Days, October 26th through the 27th. Free admission along the shores of Lake Wales Lake. Over 100 heritage artisan, craft, community vendors, demonstration, and reenactors. So great event there, and we're so blessed here in Polk County to have such a rich arts and cultural community, and it's neat when they do events like this because you want to look back sometimes to call on your heritage and remember kind of how we got here, and with Polk County being as rich in heritage as it is, it's neat to go back.
Perfect game, Florida Fall Nationals, Chain Lakes Complex, and a premier baseball event showcasing players from youth age to high school. So that's a neat event coming up on the 26th and the 27th. And then the Lakeland Magic season is starting pretty darn soon.
Yeah, it's amazing to think about them opening up their season against in Fort Wayne on Friday, November 8th against the Mad Ants. Their home opener will be Saturday, November 16th. So, of course, they're going to be in the practicing and training at the Winter Haven Fieldhouse and Conference Center as that gets opened up. But we got some sponsors we want to thank.
We want to thank the folks at the Trophy Shop, Hampton Inn, Lakeside Village, Harborside, Hollywood Signs and Window Tinting, and The Ledger. Thank you so much for your support.
You know, one other thing that we'd be remiss not to mention, but the 2019 Florida Tropics indoor season is getting ready to start. They start in November as well, so you definitely want to be a part of that. Go to fltropics.com for a full list of events. They're games, I guess, not events, but it is an event when you go out there. It is a family-friendly activity that you want to do. Tune in every Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. on Talk 1430 and Talk 96.7. Also Tuesdays from 7 to 8 a.m. You want to check that out. You also want to go to centralfloridasports.com or give us a call if you have a question about events or an activity. Maybe you have an event you want to bring to Polk County. Give us a call at 863-551-4750. The next live edition of Sports Central will come to you October 25th. Until then, for Hank Longo, I'm Neal Duncan, and for the entire team of Polk County Government TV, we'll see you again next time. And thanks so much for tuning in.